job description or mission statement, I guess you'd say, is to get people to lighten up a little bit.
Do you have this with everything? I mean, you're obviously known for doing it with music, but do you have with a lot of things that you think things are way too serious, or people take things way too serious?
Yeah, I think if I have any kind of job description or mission statement, I guess you'd say, is to get people to lighten up a little bit, because, you know, I think a lot of people take music perhaps a bit too seriously, and I've always felt that rock and roll should be fun, and that, you know, we should all, you know, just try to enjoy it and lighten up and not get so wrapped up in pretension about it. So yeah, my job is just to get people to, you know, have a laugh.
But now, to refer maybe to the first question, in 30 years, is it now more important than ever maybe for people to lighten up a little bit, do you think, in this time?
Well, you could say that during any age. I mean, we always live in troubled times. There's always stuff going on where people need a break, or, you know, need a release, or, you know, need an escape. So I can't honestly say now more than ever, because we've always needed humor in our lives, and I think that, you know, comedy has always served a valuable function.
That's of course true. Yeah, how do you see now? There's some youngsters maybe that step in your footsteps a little bit. For example, Saturday Night Live, the Lonely Islands. I think that, how you look. Do you see that a little bit as, that you paved the way for them a little bit, or?
Well, I've been around longer, I guess. So if I inspired them at all, I'm extremely honored. I mean, those guys are fantastic. I think they're extremely funny, very talented. Andy is wonderful and a sweet guy, and yeah, they're amazingly funny. I mean, there's a lot of great acts, you know, in the last several years that have come out that are fantastic. Flight of the Conchords, of course, Tenacious D. There's it's nice that there's more of an emphasis and more attention being paid to comedy and music, because for a long time, you know, I felt pretty alone.
Yeah.
And now it feels not quite like a movement, but it feels like there's really, you know, more focus being paid to it.
Can you tell me what period was especially hard for you, when you felt this aloneness?
Well, I wouldn't say it was hard.
Yeah,
I mean, considering now that there's 10,000 people on YouTube doing parodies, it was kind of nice, in fact, to be more unique. But I mean, in the '80s, it was there wasn't a whole lot going on in terms of you know, comedy on the radio or humorous music. So it was tough for me to get signed to a record deal, because people thought, like, you know, there's no market for this. Like, you're a novelty, nobody cares. You know, you'll be here and gone in 6 months, and that's the end of your career. And the irony being that, you know, I've lasted, you know, 2-3 decades now. So it's just nice that, you know, it's what I do is has just, you know, lasted as long as it has, and it's still valid.
But was for you then the internet a welcome present for you to give your career a boost, maybe just because of YouTube and things like this?
Oh yeah, I mean, YouTube has been a huge boost, especially in international markets, because I have never gotten a lot of airplay in the Netherlands, and it's hard to find my stuff in the record stores, but if fans hear about me or hear about my music and want to check it out, it's right there on the internet. So I think that a lot of people have been turned on to my stuff that wouldn't ordinarily, because of portals like YouTube, which is why now I have more of a fan base, and hopefully now I'll be able to do some more touring in other parts of the world that previously I hadn't been able to.
Because this is actually, I read, the first time that you actually tour outside of the States, or at least in Europe.
Well, yeah, I've toured in North America and also Australia and New Zealand, but I've never toured in Europe before. This is my first European tour.
Why is that actually? Is there a certain reason for that?
Well, it's just because we were logistically unable to. I mean, I've always wanted to. I mean, I've been pressuring my agent, like, for, you know, since I started touring, like, when are we going to play Europe? When are we going to play Europe? And the fact is, we have to book a certain number of dates before we don't lose money. I mean, if like on the last tour, we had 3 offers to play Europe, 3 cities, and if we had played those 3 cities, we did the math, and I would have lost like $30,000.
Okay.
And as much as I would have loved to play Europe on the last tour, I couldn't quite rationalize that. So I was told that, so this time we had 5 dates. And I was told that I would at the very least break even. I said, okay, we're going to Europe. So this is sort of like getting my foot in the door. I feel like I wanted to come out and really show people, okay, this is the live show, this is what I do, and hopefully people get excited, and the next time we come around, it'll be more of a real tour.